Okay, I'm going to see if I can make this as short as possible so you're not inclined to fast forward or skip to the next video. I was trying to flush the block, and what that involves is you drain and refill with distilled water, and then you start it up and run it for a while, and then you get it up to temperature so it opens up the thermostat and flushes everything through, and then you repeat the process. Drain the radiator, flush it, do it again and again and again until everything comes out as completely clean distilled water. We're talking a 5-gallon capacity, so I have to do this a few times. In the process of doing this, I burnt up the point. So you have it'll crank and crank and crank and crank. It just won't fire. And I know that there's fresh fuel coming into the float bowls, so everything's fine except for the fact that I need points. Now, the last time I burnt points out was about 3 years ago. And when that happened, I just went down to the O'Reilly's Auto Parts on the corner and said, I need points and condenser for a 54 GMC, and they looked it up and they went to the shelf and they pulled a set of points and condenser off of the shelf and handed it to me. I paid cash and walked out the door. Easy peasy. No, that doesn't happen anymore. These are not considered obsolete parts. I went to the O'Reilly's on the corner and asked for points and condenser for a 54 GMC, and the guy says, we've got 3 condensers listed, but I don't see any points. And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't have the contact points that would allow me to dump the discharge the voltage out of the condenser to where it needs to be. You only have the condenser. Yeah, we got 3 of those, but we don't have any in the store here. You're going to have to go to Shoreline to get the condenser. Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to go to Shoreline, but I'm going to go to the AutoZone in Shoreline. So without even calling in advance, I drove straight to the AutoZone. I walked up to the parts counter. I said, I need points and condenser for a 1954 GMC. And they said, yes, sir, we've got 3 different varieties in stock. Would you be interested in the high-performance part? And I said, high-performance points? What does that mean, high-performance points? Are they gold-plated or something? That seems crazy to me. And they said, well, we don't know exactly what that means, but we can get them for you. And I said, no, this is a 1-ton panel truck. It's, gets 8 miles to the gallon, and it would make 100 miles per hour if I threw it off a cliff. There is no way I'm putting high-performance ignition parts into this thing. It's getting bone stock, grunt labor parts like it's used to. So they didn't have any of them in the store, but up in Linwood they could get it, in the store the next day. And I said, fine, good, and I paid for it. And I said, I can come back and pick it up the next day. They said, sure, we'll call you. The next day was Friday. Now Fridays I have my caregiver come in and vacuum my floors and scrub the shower floor and all the things that I would topple over doing myself. They have a guy come over, paid for by the state, to come and do the gross grungy stuff for me. So instead, on Friday, the state of Washington paid my caregiver hourly plus mileage to drive me to Shoreline, the next city north of Seattle, to pick up some obsolete auto parts from AutoZone, simply because it took me 2 days to discover that shopping at O'Reilly's is literally pointless. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see myself out.